Now let's go to L refers to language. Linguistic refers to a language. Now the verbal, non-verbal. Now we all know. Suppose I don't think of a pink elephant. Don't think of it. Or don't think of a pink elephant marrying a green baboon. What are you thinking of? And don't think of a pink elephant and the green baboon doing the Russian dance. And if you know the Russian dance, that is okay. All right. So now, when we keep saying don't, it still creates those images. Don't drink and drive. Yeah. Don't drop the glass. Now, what's the picture they have in their mind? Drop the glass, and then they drop it. They're being obedient, and then we say, "What a disobedient child!" Right? My favorite one. So, how would you do? Don't bang the door. Yeah, don't bang the door. Now, how would you ideally, how would you want to say that to a child?
Close it slowly.
Yeah, shut it gently. Shut it gently. All right. Now, can all of you say, "I can do it. It is difficult." Can all of you say it aloud? I can do it. Right? And now say, "It is difficult. I can do it."
It is difficult. I can do it.
Okay. Now, was your experience the same? Was it different? And by the way, one of the important things about NLP, before we start, actually, I must say, NLP is highly subjective. Now, what does subjective mean? Yeah, it will differ from person to person, situation to situation. So all of us will not have the same words will not have the same impact on people. It'll impact people differently. So for how many of you it was the same? It's difficult. I can do it. I can do it. It is difficult. For how many of you the experience was the same? Yeah. Okay. Now for how many of you it was different? Okay. So which one was more useful for you? The second one. It is difficult, I can. When we say it is, I can do it, it is difficult, or it is difficult, I can do it, it's the same for some. Rachel, Prithvish, somebody else raised their hand, no? Okay. Now, I'd like you all to say, I can do it, it is difficult. Can all of you say it like me? Say it aloud. I can do it, it is difficult. Now, I'd like you to say, I can do it, it is difficult.
I can do it.
It is difficult? Is your experience the same or is it different? In what way is it different? It sounds like a... Okay. Now what you do is that you change the inflection now. I can do it, it is difficult. I can do it, it is difficult. You drop the tonality. Now we'll do two. I can do it, it is difficult, and I can do it, it is difficult. Difficult?
I can do it.
Now which one was a more real statement for you? The first one was more real for you, and the second one was... Now, just by changing your...
When you said real, what you said?
Like...
For me, I had two different meanings. The
Okay.
first
Huh?
time, when I said it's difficult, I'm ignoring it, I'm rubbishing it
Right.
with that tone.
Right.
When I drop it, I'm submitting to it.
That's what I mean by real. So you're ignoring one and you're paying attention to the other one, right? So what happens in changes in tone, in tonality, we can have a different experience. Yes. So how we use our tonality makes a huge difference. Now, can all of you say this? 10 lakhs. Now, with your are you comfortable with lakhs? You? Yeah.
So 1 million.
So 1 million rupees. Okay, so 10 lakhs. Okay, so can all of you say 10 lakhs? Now, how much is 10 lakhs for you? Now, just show with your hand, this much, this much. With your body, how would you show 10 lakhs? Right? Now, can all of you say 1 million?
1 million.
Now, is it the same? Does it become more? It becomes more? It becomes more, okay? By the way, it's the same, 10 lakhs and 1 million is the same, right?
I've noticed this. When I said million, then I multiplied by 60.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did that too? Okay. Now, can all of you say only 10 lakhs?
Only 10.
Right. Is it the same? Is it less? Is it more? It became smaller for you? All right. Yours is dirhams. So we'll use 100,000 dirhams. 1 lakh dirhams. How much was that? Okay. Now here's the point. We can change one word and we can shift our experience because it shifts our thinking. Right? Now, what I invite you to do, especially these 5 days, I'd like you to sensitize and be aware of how language, how you and I are already using language to influence ourselves, and how we are using language and to notice whether it's impacting another person or not. Okay. Now, what is P? Programming. Okay, give me another word for programming. Sequence. Okay. Reframing. So programming. System. Habitual behaviors. I'm just going to call it behaviors, or I like to call it habits. Okay. So we've all done this, right? So programming means it's happening. It's a conditioning. It's happening automatically. All right. Now, from a language perspective, since this program is about language, you and I have habitual ways of using language, right? That's what you and I want to start being aware of. We have ways of using language that disempower us. We have ways of using language that empower us. Okay, and we want to see and check. We have tones that disempower us. We have tonalities that empower us. We have tonalities that empower another person or disempower. So what we want to do is really tune up our ears and our senses with language these 5 days. Words have a very, very powerful impact on our nervous system. They can either imprison us or they can set us free.